Hi there, and welcome tonight to the Cult Cinema. And we're talking region free. So, a few years back, I used to buy pretty much just North American releases. I wasn't quite sure on. I'd seen stuff in books about stuff from other places, from UK. I'd even gotten things at some thrift shops that turned out to be UK, and I couldn't watch them. And I kind of left it at that for quite a while. And then one year I ended up buying this. So this is the Aerodrome version of the Lucio Fulci's Gates of Hell trilogy. So I've been wanting to see this again for like a long period of time, and I wasn't. North American release of this wasn't exactly the greatest. I think Blue Underground did it, and I had like one of their releases, and I was kind of iffy on it. Now, I wanted to go full on into Arrow, but I was concerned. For I had gotten a Horror Hound magazine, and I've seen all these Arrow releases with the window boxes and the booklets and the posters, and I kind of wondered why we didn't have that over here, why that wasn't something that we looked into. And so when I bought this, I said, well, this is region free, so it should be good to pick up. And I remember I got this, I was so excited, and I started to take these out, because this is an offshoot of Arrow that they used to do. And I looked at it, and I saw this Region 0, and then I saw this one right here, one that I liked a lot actually, House by the Cemetery. Probably my favorite to go back to. I probably watch more than any of the other ones in this trilogy, and it's a great trilogy. But this was Region 2. So I immediately went online and found out how I could unlock, at the time, my DVD player for Region 2 releases. And it got me to thinking, what if I could get a lot of stuff from the UK? And other countries. Their releases seem to be better packaged, more in-depth, like analysis went into movies, especially films that you didn't at the time see so much love get around here. There wasn't the years of like Scream Factory and stuff. There wasn't a dozen different companies that was doing this stuff, but the UK seemed to do it, and do it extremely well. So I went online, and I found out that my local Walmart at the time was carrying a Blu-ray player that was region free. Now, unfortunately, they no longer carry that. I don't even think the Blu-ray player is made anymore. If it is, it's a harder find, and you got to usually find it in like in pawn shops or somewhere like when you kind of come across it. But I ended up buying two of those players. About one that year, and about one about 2 years later, just to be sure. So, how did region free change things? It changed everything in the way that I collect. I wasn't tied down to one region, so my options obviously like went up tremendously. Now, when it came to looking at releases, I looked at them through with a different eye. I didn't have to grab like X release because it was coming out here in North America. I'd look online and see, okay, but is this the best release of it? I guess a good example of that is when Scream Factory put out The Thing, right? So they put an Arrow video in the UK, put out The Thing. Both are really good releases, but one is significantly superior to the other release. That's the Arrow release. It has, better picture qualities. It's just a better like package overall, much like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and quite a few other releases. And if you bought like Thief with the James Caan film, then if you got it initially, the limited edition version of Thief had different cuts to the film that were not included on the Criterion release of the film. So Arrow Video ended up at Criterion. But I'm not here to talk about Arrow today. I'm just here to talk about like region free in general. And not just region free in general, though. I wanted to give you an example of some of the different things. And I'm going to do a video on my Arrow collection. That'll probably be a live video, and it'll probably be done over a series of maybe 2 or 3 videos. I got a pretty large collection of Arrow video. Not as much as some people, but let's just say it's one of my favorite companies to collect for. But I did grab some stuff here today. I grabbed up some stuff that I thought you might be interested in, and I grabbed up my Eureka and BFI collection as well. So for those of you that have been primarily collecting from North America, but maybe this isn't your thing. Maybe Lucio Fulci is not your thing. Maybe you're more of a Criterion guy, or more like a Kino style person, or you collect the Sony classics, something along that, or the Warner. They do great jobs when it comes to that stuff as well. And one of the things you're going to find out, like really quickly, is that booklets are big, especially in the UK. So if you ever bought an indicator release, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But before Indicator came around, actually the guy that worked for Indicator, one of the guys behind like the whole Indicator thing, I think used to work with BFI Eureka, worked with one of them. And he brought over kind of his expertise from there over to Indicator when he came over. So we got a few that we're going to look at, some like cool releases, some stuff that are just different, unique releases, and some stuff that you can't get here in North America. Some of these are going to be fun. Some of these are going to be different. Some of these are going to be like classic things. Some of these are going to have. I'm going to look at you right in the eyes right now. I'm going to tell you, if you can at any possible way, get that release because there's going to be some solid, serious recommendations here. And I want to thank you, by the way, for joining me here in Coliseum today. And I guess I got to do the YouTube thing of the whole like, share, subscribe. I got a Patreon. I got a merch thing. All the stuff is down below. You'll see it all down below. And overall, though, I just want to thank you for coming in and joining me here tonight. And hopefully you stay here for the whole thing, and you'll get to see a lot of cool releases, because I do hold some things back to closer to the end, so that to kind of reward people for staying all the way through. Don't go sneaking ahead and putting that counter ahead. But let's start off the big one. Let's start off with what I consider a very solid, very, very recommended release. This is a Pins pick. This is called Cinema Approved. Everybody that I've told this movie about, that has gotten this movie and has watched it afterwards, have been extremely impressed with the film. And the first time I saw this, it kind of blew my mind. And the featurettes on here is incredible as well. Not featurettes, actual features. And this is just the DVD edition of the film. So BFI does something called BFI Flipside, where they do some different type of releases. I was visiting London, and it was during there's a BFI film festival going on. I didn't have the chance to go there. I got feeling under the weather at the night we're going to go to the film festival. But thanks to that, the local FOP there and the HMV had a big section up in the front when you buy the movies. They had like a bunch of like BFI releases on for really, really cheap. I think like maybe £2. So this is one of the ones I picked up, and I was so glad I did, because I probably watched this one. It's one of my top 10 films of all time, and it's a little film called Deep End. So if you have never seen this movie, please, like 100% go in blind. Do not go like looking online, or don't even watch the trailer. Like, it's that solid. I can solidly say this is this good of a film, and there's that much of a uniqueness and twist to it that you can go in totally blind, and you will really enjoy yourself. Now, this one here has Jane Asher, the beautiful Jane Asher. We have the lead actor there is Mike, played by John Moulder Brown, and we have the famous or infamous Diana Dors in here as well, an older Diana Dors. Now, aside from having the film Deep End, which, by the way, is a film that I do recommend that you check out, we have here a making of Deep End, which runs 74 minutes long, so it's a feature-length documentary. We got Deep End deleted scenes, 12 minutes of deleted scenes. We have a 10-minute one called Careless Love, with starring Jane Asher, and it is haunting. Like, it is a short film, and you'll probably know, like, as it starts to go through, you're probably going to guess the twist in the film, but it doesn't take anything away from the impact of the film, both the actual film Deep End and the short film that comes with this. Don't pull their punches. These are incredible films. It is a BFI release, and if you've never seen this, definitely pick it up and watch it. If you have seen it, then and you don't own it, BFI put it out. Definitely get on that. I'll go through some of these faster than I will other ones. Next up is a little one, a kind of a British documentary, and that is Night Mail. So I'm a huge fan of documentaries, and so this is another one put out by BFI. And one of the nice things about these are you get these here. This is one of the smaller looking booklets, but you get these here BFI like booklet releases, and they're not thin. They have like definitely a lot of stuff in here, a lot of write ups, and really really great stuff. But again, another fantastic release feature wise. Again, you get like you get a you get two or three. No, you get like three or four like little like kind of like short films on here, fully illustrated booklet. So there's a bunch of stuff on here as well. Definitely worth checking out. I'm not going to go in too deep with every one of them because I want you to be able to like look at these and watch some of these and experience them yourself, kind of the way that I did. Because a lot of these, when I went in to watch these, were blind buys. Now these are UK releases, but here's the thing: people think that because they're getting something from across to another country, that it's going to be more expensive. It's going to be pricier because there's then you got to do the conversion. You got to get over to your own country. In a lot of cases, in a vast majority of the cases that I've had so far, it's been cheaper for me to buy from the UK and from other countries than it is for me to buy from my own country. So that's been a thing as well. That's Dead of Night. Dead of Night was again one of those like horror TV series that came on in the UK, and there's only a few episodes surviving. And this is it, like 3 episodes. I think there's like 5 or something in all. There wasn't a lot, but this came out back in the 1970s. Anna Massey's on one of these. Clive Swift. I was a big fan of Anna Massey. So that's one of the reasons I got this. And again, you get a big booklet in here on Dead of Night as well. Look how creepy that is, huh? So it's a really cool one. And if you've never seen it, definitely check this out. This one I definitely recommend. And this one had a gorgeous cover. I did not know anything about this one when I got it, but it's a shorter film. But it makes up for it in the fact that there's other short films on there as well. There's, aside from its feature release, which is Sleepwalker. Look at that cover. Look at the great covers they do over there, right? We also got a 69-minute film on here, exclusive feature like interview with the 60-minute interview with the director. We got a 43-minute film called The Insomniac. We have a 10-minute short drama, which originally supported Polanski's The Tenant in UK cinemas. And we have here a 15-minute film, basically Working Surface, a short study with actors in the way of the bourgeois writer. So it's again another great release. And look how fantastic these look. I got to be careful with the next one because there is. Okay, I gotta cover some stuff. So a director that I was interested in. I didn't have any of his work, and I really, really wanted to get some, and I wanted to like really study it. And so I got Successive Slidings of Pleasure. There's the director right there. Definitely like look him up, check him out. There's some great stuff on here too. We got a commentary with the great Tim Lucas, who does a lot of like, if you've ever watched a Bava film or you've owned a Bava film, whether it be Kino or Arrow, Tim Lucas more than likely did the commentary for that. He did the commentary for this here as well. We get a 33-minute interview with the director. This is the uncut, uncensored, and a 6-minute like introduction as well. And because I got that, I also decided, you know what, I'm going to grab another one of this director's films. So Trans Europe Express, about that one as well. And again, you get another like interview with the director, another introduction, and we get like another commentary by the great Tim Lucas. And Tim Lucas does amazing commentary, so I always look forward to looking at his stuff. All right, so next up, we get one of the Mondo releases, and I do like some of the Mondo films. I find them really kind of like fun, you know, kind of cheesy. Now there was one's done in London, like of note, and I gotta make sure to cover this too. But one was Primitive London, right here, and there's some really really cool features on this one as well. Some really nice stuff. We got a Carousel, a 25-minute controversial documentary on a group of striptease artists, 3 Bernard Braden interviews. So a lot of cool stuff on this release right here. And it didn't come alone, though. There was like another film that dealing with the London, the swinging era of London. Another Mondo one, and London in the Raw. So that one was Primitive London. This one was London in the Raw. This one too comes with a 46-minute alternate cut of the film, a shorter cut of the film. We get a 15-minute like film about a London pub, which is actually really pretty cool. We get the Chelsea Bridge Boys, 30-minute film, a short film about a biker gang, and Strip, a 25-minute film about a strip club. So, like I said, there's always really cool like releases and like featurettes on a lot of this stuff here. I'll get to you after. And I'm a huge fan of Robert Bresson, and there. Excellent film. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. It's 1945. Pretty sure it's 45, right? Yep. And of course, with highly literal dialogue from Jean Cocteau. And Jean Cocteau, if the name sounds familiar, well, let's kind of get it out of the way right now, because I got it right here. Beauty and the Beast, La Belle et la Bête. So these are both fantastic films. Beauty and the Beast has a lot more featurettes on it. We got like a booklet on here. You got a full commentary on here with Sir Christopher Frayling. So it's really nice. I think this had a big booklet here too. So, and what amazing like work they did on the makeup work was done on the Beast, especially for back in this day. It was such an evocative film, and it was so gorgeous the way that they had it done. Still probably my preferred version of Beauty and the Beast, and yes, that includes the Disney one as well. Aside from that, we have the classic Band Apart, or otherwise known as The Outsiders. It is again kind of, we got like French New Wave cinema right here. We have the beautiful Anna Karina. We have Jean-Luc Godard in there as well. Well, he directed it, so. But it's a really, really good film. We got A to Z, including a specially commissioned video interview with Anna Karina on set footage, Quentin Tarantino on the dance sequence and Pulp Fiction, and commentary by Dr. Roland Francois Lac, lecturer in the Department of French at University College of London, plus an interview with the cinematographer and the original theatrical trailer and director's biography. So there's a ton of stuff on here, and really, really a great release. I definitely recommend it. Now we're going to follow it up with a Bill Forsyth one. I'm a big fan of Bill Forsyth. He was really good at doing kind of like not just comedy, but I guess like kind of working class stuff. Did a lot of really good working class stuff, and with a very, very like minuscule budget, but he really made it work. And that's that Sinking Feeling. This is a great film. If you haven't checked it out, definitely recommend it. Really good film. And again, feature-wise on here, we're loaded with features as well, including a feature-length commentary. We have like Kermode and Cuts, so we get the Mark Kermode, of course, the famous critic, doing an analysis on the film and its budget. Conversation with Robert Buchanan. We got Bill Forsyth, the director here at BAFTA. We have like we have two short films, a travel documentary, and another short 30-minute film, Glasgow 1980, done by Bill Forsyth as well. So there's a lot of stuff in here too. And when I was getting that stuff, I knew that this was going to be the BFI one to end on before I went into the Eureka, and that's this right here. So at this right now, as it is right now, this is the very best, the most uncut version of this film that you're going to get. There is still not a completely uncut version of The Devil's out there. Ken Russell's seminal classic, The Devils, which I think is utterly fantastic and fascinating film. I love this movie. This is a 2-disc release. It is loaded with features. Aside from having the film on here, we get an introduction by Mark Kermode. We get an audio commentary with Ken Russell, Mark Kermode, Michael Bradsell, and Paul Joyce. We get the trailers. We got a 26-minute short film called Amelia and the Angel by Ken Russell, done in 1958. On disc 2, we get a 48-minute documentary on the film. We get another 22-minute documentary on the film. Following that, 8 minutes of like on-set footage. And we get a 30-minute Q&A with Ken Russell that was done in 2012, as well as a very extensive, very huge booklet, which I can't show you much of except for this right here. But it's a 2-disc release. It's a fantastic one. Mine are all put in things for a lot of these here. I've actually taken these out and put them ready for travel when I do actually get to move. But I want to show you guys, there's one more BFI to show you guys, and that is Jules Dassin's Night in the City. Fantastic. Anything but Jules Dassin guy, you're safe with. Any Jules Dassin film, you're safe with. So if you came in here and you normally like say, well, he talks vinegar syndrome and he talks this type of stuff, and you're like, why doesn't he talk Criterion? Why doesn't he talk other types of cinema? I do watch other types of cinema, and this is the night for you. You chose the right night to come in and watch this video. But Night in the City is a fantastic film, and again, we get like a bunch of features on here as well. This is a brand new 4K restoration of the US version. We got a 2K restoration of the previously unseen British version of the film. We got a US version audio commentary with film noir expert Paul Duncan, a British version audio commentary with film expert Adrian Martin. This Richard Widmark interview that's 72 minutes long. There is here as well the Guardian lecture from Jules Dassin when interviewed by Alexander Walker that runs 52 minutes long. That's audio with stills as well. And there's also again, like I mentioned before, there's huge booklets on the inside of a lot of these releases. So before I go right into the Eureka stuff, what I want to do first is I want to show you a couple others for my Hammer fans and my British horror fans. There. I almost dropped them on the floor. And you know this is live because I ain't cutting any of this stuff. We're going gonzo here. So, Captain Clegg, this is coming out from Scream Factory. Now, I'm not quite sure the difference between it because I don't know what Scream Factory features are. But this, I think, is called Night Creatures in North America. But Captain Clegg is the original title for the film. With Peter Cushing, Yvonne Romaine, Patrick Allen, Oliver Reed. A great film. Feature-wise on here, we get the making of Captain Clegg, runs about an hour long, narrated by John Carson. We get Mossman Legacy, George Mossman's Carriage Collection, introduced and hosted by historian Wayne Kinsey. We get subtitles, of course, what you want. And again, really great stuff on here. Love this. And this was put out by, I think Final Cut put this one out. Yeah, Final Cut. I got one other release here, or maybe two others that are Final Cut. We'll see. At least one other one that's Final Cut. And that is Phantom of the Opera, of course, with Herbert Lom. You've seen, if you're collecting these in North America, you've probably got Scream Factory edition of these, but you can see the difference in the look and the artwork for the UK edition. Again, this one has a pretty much an hour-long featurette on the making of the film here. Stills gallery, pretty much, pretty simple on this one. And again, I love this film. Next up is, and I think this one's done by Fabulous, right? Yeah, so Fabulous, no features on it, but again, it's Tales of Witness Madness. And here's the thing, I could have bought this one. I think maybe as one archive, someone put it out. It was around like 30, 35 bucks, somewhere around there. On a good day, you get it for like 20, 25. But this costs me around £3 in the UK. So yeah, you can find some really good deals on there. Tales of Witness Madness is a really cool little anthology film. A bit underrated. Great cast. We got Joan Collins in here. We got Kim Novak, who actually takes the place of another actress that was initially going to be in the film, but unfortunately she couldn't, which is sad because that was Rita Hayworth. And we got Donald Houston, Michael Jason's in the Susie Kendall, the great. So if you remember Susie Kendall, the great Susie Kendall is in this as well. And again, this is the one you can actually get for fairly inexpensively. We got one other Final Cut too, and this is the underrated Kiss of the Vampire. So Kiss of the Vampire is probably one of the best Hammer vampire films, and it doesn't have Christopher Lee in it. It doesn't have Peter Cushing in it, but man, is it good. It's got Clifford Evans. It's got Edward D'Souza. We got Jennifer Daniel in this one here. We got a commentary with Edward D'Souza and Jennifer Daniel, moderated by Peter Irving. There's no like documentary on this one, but we do get commentary, and Kiss the Vampire has been pretty much, unless it's been re-put out by, maybe it's been re-put out by a Scream Factory, I'm not quite sure, but initially this was a pretty, wherever you got it was pretty much featureless. But some of the key ones were some of these big Hammer sets that came out. They were put up by Lionsgate, and they were we got The Mummy right here, and this is a 2-disc edition. Aside from having The Mummy, and it comes with two different aspect ratios, a 1:66 and a 1:37. So you get to choose between that. You also get a commentary with Hearn and Rigby on here. You also get a DVD, and on the DVD there's and also we get a bunch of features. So special features on the DVD and the Blu-ray. So there's 3 discs here. There's 2 DVDs and one Blu-ray. We get the unwrapping the mummy, the making of a Hammer classic, a new documentary, runs about an hour long. We get the Hammer Rep Company. It's a really good documentary as well. We get House of Horror, Memories of Bray, again another new documentary when this came out. Stills Gallery. We got a World of Hammer episode here. The Hammer stars Peter Cushing. Original promo reel. We get an extra bonus film on here as well called Stolen Face from 1952. So you're not just getting one film and a bunch of documentary and 2 films. And you get, of course, the booklet here as well. Booklet? No, it's a PDF booklet. So you got to go on your computer for that. But, it doesn't end there. We also have right here the original, first one that came out, and that is The Curse of Frankenstein. Look at the artwork on these. The artwork on these are so much better than stuff we get over here. And again, is this loaded? Yes, because we start off with 2 aspect ratios as well, 137 and 166. We get the commentary by the regular guys there. But we also get like a Frankenstein Reborn, The Making of a Hammer Classic, Lightfoot Sir, new and exclusive Peter Cushing documentary, a bonus film, The Four-Sided Triangles on here. It's just a complete bonus film. The Universal and Hammer came together to make a TV pilot. It didn't become a series, but became a TV pilot called Tales of Frankenstein. That's on here as well. There is The World of Hammer, The Curse of Frankenstein, still show, and there is on the DVD there's a PDF again, and it's just such great stuff. That's we've gone through there. Next up is, of course, the one that I guess that started it all, really, one that really kind of launched it forward. Is this one here, Dracula, or as we know it, Horror of Dracula here in North America. And again, it is just like the others, loaded with features. We get, but this one's a little bit different. We're not getting like 2 aspect ratios. What we're getting is 2 different versions of the film. There is the BFI 2007 restoration, and there's a 2012 restoration done by Hammer. There is Marcus Hearns and Rigby's commentary on here as well. We have a brand new documentary called Dracula Reborn, a Resurrecting Dracula documentary with the film's restoration, Censoring Dracula, a new documentary on the original cuts to the film ordered by the British Board of Film Censors, The Demon Lover, Christopher Frayling and Dracula, all 4 surviving Japanese reels unrestored. So there were Japanese extra scenes from in the Japanese reels, so this one is here as well. We got The World of Hammer, Dracula and the Undead. Janine Fay reads Stoker at the Vault Festival, Stills Gallery, and again you get another PDF on here as well. So definitely worth checking out. These are really, really good Hammer releases, and they're a must for any Hammer aficionado. Right up there with those indicator releases, which is another reason to get yourself a region-free player. And one of the classics, I remember getting this one. I think I picked this one up at, I think I got this in HMV. And this is Dead of Night. It's one of the original anthology films. So one of the first. So if you're like anthology films, you ever watched any of the Amicus stuff, we even watched the newer stuff like VHS or anything like that, it all kind of got its start here. And if you like those creepy killer dummy films, then those ventriloquism films, then Dead of Night was one of the ones that kind of started that. It is a fantastic one. You get a 75-minute long documentary on here as well. Michael Redgrave is in this. We got a ton of fantastic actors, and kind of a cool wraparound too. So definitely worth checking out. Dead of Night's a really, really good film. And with that being said, let's dive into do a quick dive into the Eurekas, so you can see what I got there, and we'll kind of wind it up for the night because we want to make this a little bit on the on the shorter side. Looks like we got another subscriber in Rotten Head Films around 10 days ago. I want to thank him for that, and I want to thank Disconnected for being the last person that actually did a donation on the channel. It's muchly appreciated, and it goes a long way in keeping this channel going. I have to thank my my generous patrons as well, because without you guys, I don't think this channel would still be able to exist. It's been a rough year or so. You guys that have been following me know all about it. So we got one here, a John Ford film, The Prisoner of Shark Island. This is a Masters of Cinema release. So Eureka's Masters of Cinema releases are pretty much right in the same vein with your with the Criterions. They're that good. They really are that good. So this is the one DVD one I got. The rest are gonna be all Blu-ray. And love this cover. Look at the artwork on this cover. It is freaking fantastic. Feature-wise on here, we got a full-length audio commentary, a video appreciation on the film, a 20-page booklet on here, It's from Most Gallery by 20th Century Fox, and just some incredible stuff. And just look at the inside of this. I just got to show you what this looks like on the inside. So there's like to show you. Look at that. Look at the artwork. Even on the inside of this, so there's like fantastic artwork. There's the booklet that goes with the film, and definitely worth checking out. Leave those two for last, I think. Here is a utterly fantastic film that I just love this movie, and it is Wake in Fright. If you've never seen this one, I really definitely recommend it. It's a strong film, and it's definitely a dark film, but it's a cool film. Now, I get some stuff from Umbrella Entertainment, and man, they've been doing a lot of really great stuff. They're especially their Sunburnt Screen releases. I've been amazing. There's another reason, by the way, to go region free, because their stuff's incredible. But they did one a while back, and it stood out to me. It was called, oh God, what's it called again? It was a Western. I think it was The Overlanders. And it had a guy named Chips Rafferty, and he was a really good lead. He was actually in a pretty engaging lead. And he was like big over in Australia. And this is his final film, actually. This is Chips Rafferty. He's not the main star, but he's in this, and this is his final role. Again, it is a great one. It is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. We get a great booklet here. There's some pretty harsh stuff in there. There's like a kangaroo like hunt and stuff like that. So know that before you go in, because this is set in Australia, and it's pretty much set like a guy is going to see his girlfriend, and he gets stuck in this kind of like in the middle of nowhere type place, and things quickly spiraled out of control in an incredible, almost animalistic type of way. Next up, we have the incredible Lindsay Anderson film If, which definitely was a star-making role for Malcolm McDowell. It is a great film. Richard Warwick is in this one as well. We got some great features on here too. We got other commentaries on here, 3 short films. Just amazing stuff. And I gotta say, every one of those has like incredible book. Look at this. Has incredible booklets. Like, all these are gone out here. Some of these are Morocco, actually. And when I say booklets, I mean like, look at that. Look how thick that is. And you're going to notice as we go through that they're going to be different, like kind of like colors and stuff like that too. So it's going to make a very colorful. When you start collecting Eureka, it becomes a very colorful shelf for you. And they all are numbered, so you all have the numbers here on the spine as well as right on the front. So if you're a person that like collects like me and kind of OCD and want to get all those numbers, you got a lot to go for. Next up is you're going to see a lot of like Criterion style releases and stuff that Kino put out as well. But in my opinion, Eureka does it best. And next up, we have a Fritz Lang film called Spies, and it is an incredible film, and I would 100% recommend this one. And again, another fantastic movie with a 71-minute documentary on the film and a 52-page booklet in here as well. So you're gonna get you're gonna get some good reading on it. If you're a reader, for instance, these are for you. If you're somebody that likes to read up on films. By the way, if you're like this classic cinema stuff, my good friend Vanessa is doing a classic series, basically a classic film series. So if you've never checked her out, like she's on here a lot. So Vanessa Bettino, and please check her out. I pronounced her name right there, Vanessa, because she does amazing stuff, and she's one of the smartest ladies I know when it comes to classic cinema. She's got a Patreon now too, which I definitely recommend that you check out. She's an amazing lady and a fellow Canadian. Next up, we have the first ever Academy Award winner, and it has Clara Bow, and it is Wings. So this is one. It's an okay film. I mean, it's one to own more for like kind of posterity's sake. If you're studying cinema, you're gonna want the first Academy Award winning film. But it's not bad. It's not a bad film at all. There's like some great documentary pieces on here, like 3 video documentary pieces on the film's production, restoration, and airplanes. A 48-page booklet. So that alone makes it worth getting. And of course, this is a film directed by Wim Wellman, who would actually do a lot of stuff in the pre-code era that was amazing. We follow this up with the next two kind of go together, so I'll put them here like this. 2 films by one of my favorite French directors, and that is Claude Chabrol. And we have The Cousins here, Les Cousins, which is an incredible film. And and some great featurettes on here too. So there's a 47-minute documentary about the making of the film on here. There's a 36-page booklet, and just really, really great stuff. So if you've never seen this one, I definitely recommend it. And when you get it, you kind of gotta get this one too. I Handsome Surge, The Handsome Surge. There you go, right there. And notice the way they got this kind of like almost kind of gonzo, like kind of like neo-realistic kind of style to them. And Chabral was good with that. Again, this one here has its own 56-minute making of documentary. There's a 32-minute booklet on here. Just some great stuff. Great like transfers of these films here as well. Definitely recommend it. Follow this up with a really great one, and this is a Henry George Clouzot film, and it is not the one you're thinking of. It is The Murder Lives at 21. And if you've never seen this one, I definitely recommend it. It's very different. It's a murder mystery. There's comedy. This is not Diabolique. This is very, very different from Diabolique, but look how beautiful this cover is too. And you do have some great stuff on here as well. So again, we get a video interview with French scholar. I can't pronounce the name, and I do apologize. And we get a 20-page booklet on here as well. So there's a whole ton of stuff on here. It's a really, really good film, so I definitely recommend The Murder Lives at 21. It's followed up with the incredible Cecil B. DeMille Cleopatra. Now, this is before the Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra. This is the original right here with what's her name was in this one? I totally forgot, by the way. But we get with this one, we get like just a short documentary, because this takes up the whole thing. And there's 11 documentary, there's a 10-minute documentary on Claudette Colbert. I should know that. And there's a 10-minute documentary on production code era. So there's like short documentaries, but it kind of leaves you wanting more. But it's incredible. The way this is done, the booklet on the inside, it's just amazing stuff. By the way, if this hasn't convinced you to go region free, I don't know what's going to convince you to go region free. Trust me, it will change the way that you, not that you just the way that you look at cinema, but the way that you collect cinema, and it'll open your mind, yourself up to so much new stuff, because now you're going to find a film that you like, and eventually you're going to see a documentary or something on there that's going to open you up to other films. It's definitely done that for me. And here is a Soul Power. So this was put out by Sony as well, but they had different features on Sony release. I have both releases of this film. It's a really, really good one. It's a documentary with some fantastic music. We got James Brown on here. We got B.B. King, The Spinners. We got The Crusaders. Just a ton of like really good stuff. We got like 30 minutes of deleted behind-the-scene footage, exclusive video interview with the director, extra performances by James Brown, Sister Sledge, the Pointer Sisters, and others. Just some really great stuff. We got a great booklet in here as well. Of course, we have Muhammad Ali, and of course. So if you've never checked out this documentary, it's really, really good with some fantastic music, and it's like it hits. It's sort of a slice of a certain era in history that I don't think can ever be replicated. Not the way that was done. We got For All Mankind, and I know that this is getting released, isn't it, from Criterion soon, if it hasn't already got it. So this is a really good documentary. Look how sexy this cover is. Look at this cover. Look at this. Look how good this looks. Look how good this Eureka one looks. And there's a bunch of stuff. So if you got the Criterion release, let's kind of, maybe you can pull it out right now. Maybe pause the video, pull it out, and see if the features like kind of line up. We have here a new high definition transfer of the film, a new 5.1 soundtrack. We've got an audio commentary with Al Reinhardt and Eugene A. Cernan. We got an accidental gift, the making of For All Mankind documentary. There's a gallery of Alan Bean artwork inspired by his life as an astronaut, NASA sound archive and liftoff footage, optional on-screen identifications of astronauts and mission specialists, new optional English subtitles for the hearing impaired, and a huge booklet with essays, rare stills, interviews, and more. So let's just see. So again, if you've got the other edition of this one, for instance, maybe you see how the booklet like goes with the Criterion one. So this is actually a pretty cool little booklet as well. That's an earlier release too, so it's number 5. And then we have one of my all-time favorites. I love this movie. If you haven't seen it, Sacha Guitry is a really fantastic French director, and this is probably my favorite of his. And this is Les Paysans. So if you've never seen this movie, this is a really good. It's a dark comedy. This is like before there was War of the Roses, there was Les Paysans, and basically it is a man and his wife, and they're at the stage in their life right now where they utterly hate each other. They are just waiting to outlive the other, to the point where he goes to his local priest and says, "Well, since you're my priest and you can't say anything, uh, you know, what would the big guy say? Say if I killed my wife type of thing, because she's really annoying." He actually goes to a liar and confesses to murder. He hasn't murdered anybody at this point, by the way, just to see what his options would be if he did kill her. It takes some nice twists and turns, some surprising ones, and it's a very humorous, very funny, dark humor, but really, really good. We get a 62-minute making of documentary on here from 2010 that explores the film. Sacha Guitry and Michael Simon was a very, very famous French actor. We got a 24-page booklet on here as well, containing a 1981 piece on the film by Bettina Knapp, and 1957 reflections on the film by Francois Truffaut as well. So it's got some very, very big fans, and I love this here artwork for the inside booklet. But now Eureka puts out some different stuff, and so I've shown you a lot of classic Eureka releases, but I got a couple different ones for you. One here is actually one that's literally under the range of Eureka classics, and I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, that this is one of the releases that was put out by the guy that worked, I think that he worked for Eureka and then went over to Indicator afterwards, and that is Ganja and Hess, the original classic Ganja and Hess. This is a fantastic film. This is one that is definitely not your like regular kind of like horror film or even a blaxploitation type of film. This is a film that is incredibly well done. It's got a fantastic score, and it is a film that challenges you to watch it and interpret it, and to just slice it apart and enjoy it. It's a great film. And a great film needs great features, and they are on here. We get a feature-length commentary on this one with a ton of people. We got a scene select commentary as well. There's The Blood of the Thing. Film historian David Callett leads an interview-based documentary about the film. Gunn's original screenplay is on the DVD-ROM of this film. There's a 24-page booklet with write-ups, including one by Kim Newman on here. It is an incredibly satisfying release, and it also gives you an alternate artwork for the back. But let's end the note on here on, let's just say you got through this and it's like, well, maybe the kind of more classic stuff is not my style. Maybe you like more the horror, you like more the exploitation style stuff. And I did start off showing you, of course, the Lucio Fulci trilogy. But let's end on an 80s note right here with the one of the greatest vampire films that ever was made, and I will stand by that. For this was done by Tom Holland and starred Christopher Sarandon, William Ragsdale, Amanda Bierce, Stephen Jeffries, and of course Roddy McDowall in the classic Fright Night. For real. This is one of my favorite films of all time and one of the most watched films in my collection. The features on this thing, these are the features right here. See those are all special features. So what exactly do you get? You get a 4K restoration of the film. You get the "You're So Cool, Brewster" 146-minute documentary. I just want to let that sink in. It's a 146-minute documentary on the making of Fright Night. I gotta say it like that every time. Got a Blu-ray only exclusive extras, 3 new video pieces. What is Fright Night? But Tom Holland writing horror, and Roddy McDowall from Apes to Bats. Fear Fest 2 2008 reunion panel with Tom Holland, Christopher Sarandon, William Ragsdale, Stephen Jeffries, Amanda Bierce, Jonathan Stark, moderated by Rob Galuzzo. Shock to Your Drop presents choice cuts with Tom Holland and Ryan Turek, a 3-part video interview on the film, the full EPK press kit, the EPK kit, the electronic press kit, which does include a couple versions of the video Fright Night on there as well with the from the J. Galls band, which is a fantastic song. We get stills and memorabilia from Tom Holland's personal collection, theatrical trailer, and a ton of other things right here on this release. And I definitely held this one back to go out on a big note. And that is the type of thing that you're looking for when you're looking at the at going region free. Region free, it does seem like when you first go into it, there is the cost of the region free player, and that can be a bit pricey sometimes. It can be like, not too. It can be, a bit of an investment, but it pays forward in the long run. It pays forward in the fact that you'll find a lot of releases that are better releases that you get for significantly cheaper because you found better versions of them. You are not shackled to one region and to having to get things like if you say you got the Godzilla one, you would have loved to got the Gamera set, and I'm not sure if that was a region, if that was just a region 2 or not. But you're not shackled with just being waiting for an Arrow video to become like region. You can get a region 1 release. You'll have the options for all of them. And by the way, Arrow Films, the UK site has much better sales than the US site does. So that's something to know and to look out for as well. Oh yes, there are so many companies. We just looked at Eureka tonight. We looked at BFI. We looked at a couple others like some Final Cut stuff, and looked at some Lionsgate. But there's so much to look into, so much to explore. And I hope that this has got you to thinking about what some of these amazing releases are and why you should go region free. Trust me, it's worth it. It's really worth it. There are so many great releases, so many great features. But once that Pandora's box is opened, you can't close it again. And it will change the way you, mark my words, it will change the way you collect. And it will change the quality of your collection as well. Because there is so much to look into. And this is just the UK releases. We haven't even talked about things like German media books, other like amazingly like thorough releases that come up from other countries as well. Like Pinhead says, we have such sights to show you. There's so much to explore. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight in the Call to Cinema. My name is Aaron. Please, if you've liked this video, hit the like button, share it, and let people know that you're enjoying this. Feed the YouTube algorithm gods per se. And as always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. Remember, it costs nothing to be kind. So be kind to others. It pays forward to you. And be kind to yourself, because you know what? You do deserve it. You deserve that kindness, especially right now. And as always, I am Aaron. And there is always another movie here in the Call to Cinema. But when you go region free, there is always so many more movies. It can get overwhelming, but join me. Let me know if you do go region free. Let me know if it's something that you've just done or you're just going into, because I can promise you I will guide you through this journey, and it will be a glorious one. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic evening. See you soon.